Hi everyone, in this video we are going to be looking at a few Regents questions and practicing highlighting keywords so that when we read the Regents question we can better identify the information that will help us find the correct answer. We're going to start with this example, a practice question about sunrise in New York State. The question says, during which month does the sun rise in the northeast in New York State? Before I even look at the answer choices or think about what I know about this topic, I want to stop and try to highlight two keywords in the question that are essential to helping me figure out the correct answer. In this case, one word that is going to help me figure out the correct answer is the word sunrise. It's important to know we're focusing here on the sunrise, not the sunset, not the sun at noon, but we're looking for the sunrise in the morning. Another important key word in this question is the word northeast. We know the sun rises and sets in different directions at different times of the year. So it's important here that we highlight or underline the word northeast so that we know to focus on the sun rising in the northeast. By taking the time to highlight these two keywords, it helps my brain to focus in on what is important in this question. Now that I've identified my two keywords, I can think more about the question and focus on the time of year and the time of day that I need to in order to answer this question correctly. If I think about the sunrise in the northeast, I can think it must be summer, and if it's summer, the month is going to be June. Sometimes in earth science, we don't just get questions, but we have diagrams that go along with our questions. The diagrams can often contain a lot of information that is not even useful to answering the question. So kind of like if they were to give you a very long paragraph and only ask you about one sentence, the Regents will often give you a diagram that has too much information to try to confuse you and distract you from the question. So when we have a diagram, we can also highlight important parts of the diagram so that we can focus in on only that part and be better suited to answer the question. Let's follow the steps to help us answer practice question 2. Here we have a diagram of a celestial sphere. There are 3 different paths of the sun shown on the diagram. The question says, which day of the year is represented by path A? I still want to stop and highlight at least one keyword in the question. The keyword in this question that I want to focus in on is this word path A. This will help me when I'm going back to the diagram to know I only want to look in at and focus in on path A. Step 2 says highlight in one important part of the diagram. Now that I look at the diagram, I want to highlight the most important part of the diagram that I should be looking at. In this case, I want to be looking at the path of the sun that's labeled path A. So I'm going to highlight that part of the diagram. Here's path A. Here's the black line that represents the path of the sun. Along path A, the sun goes up, and then it comes down the other side. Now that I've highlighted both a key word in the question and an important part of the diagram, I'm better positioned to try and answer the question correctly. My eyes are now focused in on path A. I can look at the diagram. I can look at path A and easily compare it to the other parts of the diagram because it's highlighted for me and it stands out. In this case, I might even want to add a few words to the diagram. Here I can see path A very easily because it's highlighted, and I notice that at this point the sun is very high in the sky. If the sun is high in the sky, I'm thinking it must be summer. If it's summer, I'm going to think this diagram on path A must be June 21st.